happy Halloween. I am continuing with building within this cafe project. Where I last left off was building walls and columns, the floor, explaining groups. One thing I have not done in this little project is I have not made a group out of my floor. I did in the last video, and somehow, some way I undid it. So really quick, when you have all of this information, and of course, as we know, because all of these objects are now grouped, and I named them wall, column, what have you, I could turn them off. And literally a quick way is just orbiting yourself like this and selecting like this, and then of course hiding. You can right click on hide, or you can use obviously your pull down and hide. That's one way to do it. The other way is kind of the opposite, the inverse, which you could have actually selected. I like to get it at an angle like this and do the same thing. I like to just build a little window just like this. And again, I'm not building it too tall. I'm being careful of the scale of the person off to the right. And so I'm building it like this. I'm orbiting, and I'm going to hold down shift to deselect the CAD drawing, because I don't want the CAD drawing that's imported to be attached to my floor. And then, like anything, you can right click on the object. You can say make group. In the upper right hand corner in your default tray, you can name it basically whatever makes sense to you. And in this instance, we only have one floor, so I'm just calling it a floor. Wonderful. And done. And so again, this just allows me to select all 6 planes really easily. I can hide and unhide, if you will. What I want to concentrate on next is this angled wall. So let me kind of orbit a little bit. This isn't a perfect plan, it's a perspective view, so you can't see it perfectly like we are used to in top view in AutoCAD. However, this is an angled wall here. And so I think the best way to go about that, instead of building like I've been building the rest of these walls because they're rectilinear meeting at 90 degrees, in this case I will definitely draw with the line tool. And literally you will just select it, you will move in, and you will trace that angled wall. And again, zoom in there. Be a little patient with your inferences popping up. Don't forget about the hand tool, which allows you to slide. You hit escape to get out of it as you move. And then literally, again, just take your time around the corners. And because it's at an angle, naturally, your cursor wants to snap at 90 degrees, but just let it be just a little bit. And sometimes I zoom in a little closer to help with that strategy. And again, select your object snaps that pop up and see how it kind of wants to lock in there. Just move yourself over, hand tool to slide, escape to get out. And I believe I drew it all. Now you can see it's not perfect here. And so I might clean that up a little bit. In fact, I'm just going to hit escape from this point on. Okay, and then literally I'm hitting escape. I'm going to select the little select arrow. I am going to select my floor, which you guys can kind of see in the background now that I've zoomed out, and I'm going to hide it. And you guys can see I did actually make and trace that wall. I just don't know what happened here. Yeah, so let me clean this up a little. So again, I keep making these little mistakes on video, but you know what? I think this is great for you guys to see, because you're going to get in a situation where you're going to need to clean something up, right? So I obviously didn't draw perfectly at the specific angle, because again, it was locking into 90 degrees, and that's what basically got selected. But here, I can just draw what it should have been as far as an angle, and then I can select these edges, and I can just erase them, zoom out. Now because I did that, I kind of don't trust myself throughout, so I'm just going to kind of pan on over with my hand tool and just double click. Yep, there's another piece right there, good to see. And again, I'm going to just draw some more lines. And take your time. Sometimes when you're this close to zoomed in, it's easier to actually select. And again, that edge, not that plane, because that's a plane I just selected. That's a plane, and that's a plane. That specific edge right there, I do not need, and I've just turned those 2 planes into one by deleting that edge, which, again, gives us an advantage in SketchUp. And then from here, I'm going to, again, grab my push and pull tool. I'm going to push and pull it. I'm going to push and pull the 12 feet that we keep talking about, and I have pretty much the last of my interior walls built. These areas here we'll talk about in another video, and the millwork I'm going to talk in another video next. So nice, short and sweet and simple. I hope these videos are helping. And please let me know if you want to make any more or anything else comes to mind that you need reference to. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon again. Ciao, ciao.